Baby. All of you are not loyal. The Super Bowl performance with Kendrick Lamar should have been followed by the Chris Brown song, Them Hoes Ain't Loyal, because everybody was up in arms in the culture because Lil Wayne didn't perform. And I have to tell you, I was one that said I would have loved to see Lil Wayne. I wasn't fighting for it and saying, oh my God, I can't believe Kendrick. Lil Wayne couldn't have did what Kendrick did. And we're not even talking about the da-na-na-na, because that's most of which all y'all got. It was the symbolism that we're going to break down, because, baby, Kendrick Lamar woke us all up during Black History Month in this one performance. I don't even know who won.
The Eagles. I forgot too. Shit.
Jalen Hurts. Why the gays only know the cute quarterbacks? We don't know nothing else. I was praying that Jalen Hurts won. I was praying that the Eagles won just because of how good Jalen Hurts looked.
Of course.
Even though he got that gay-ass hoop earring. Y'all know, ladies, you got to tell your men that. Anyway, do we have a picture of Jalen Hurts? Okay, this is Jalen Hurts. Probably the most beautiful man in the NFL, right?
Yeah, he's up there.
Well, you don't even like black men. Okay. Anyhow, the hoop earring, though, ladies, you have to tell your men that one hoop earring was the thing that always caused problems.
Wait, so if you have two hoops, then that's okay?
No, that's gayer.
Oh. I think it's just the hoop.
The hoop is gay, and then the two hoops is gay.
Double the gay, double the hoop.
Well, then again, no hoops is gay. I don't know. I'm just talking. Well, listen, after winning 5 trophies in the sweep at the Grammys, Kendrick Lamar, getting back to him, even though this is a Super Bowl recap, Kendrick Lamar hit the Super Bowl halftime show, and baby, he kept his foot on everybody's necks instead. Sorry, the foot is on mine because I can't even get it out my throat. No homo. He even kept it on light-skinned Drake's throat too. Let's get into Donald Trump first of all, and Taylor Swift before we even get anywhere deeper into the story. Donald Trump and Taylor Swift were making headlines. Now Taylor. She arrived with Ice Spice, which is interesting because I know they're friends, but they must be Judies.
Yeah.
They're besties now.
Yeah, they're besties.
Okay, well,
that
Taylor didn't have many besties in the audience because they all booed her. Listen. Now, let's be clear. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but now you all are going to make me become a Swiftie because I don't like bullies. Y'all booed a single woman, who filled up that whole arena by herself. So that arena, or is it a stadium? It's a stadium. Mm-hmm. She filled that entire stadium up alone while she was on tour. So the fact that you booed her, to me, I get it. You don't want her there, but her man is on the field. So she has a right to be there, and she could actually afford to buy all your tickets. But anyway, is it just people are jealous? What is the hateration for Taylor Swift?
I thought that was because it was like a lot of beefy football heads that don't like the pop girls being there. Because I feel like if it was a normal, like, general American crowd, they would be like,
I agree.
I'm not a Swiftie, but
I think the football community as a whole is just annoyed that she came in and had like this big, overwhelming presence. Yeah. For the whole season. So
but God gave that to her. She didn't ask for it.
Right.
But you guys did this to Sierra when she first got with Russell. Remember? Mm-hmm. He was losing a lot of games when he was in Seattle, though. But I mean, is it Sierra's fault that he can't hold the ball?
You know what?
And it's not Taylor Swift that they lost this year because you already know the conclusion of the game. Well, Trump made history as the first sitting president. I want to call him the vice president. Yeah. So is Elon the president of the United States?
Pretty much.
You heard what his son said.
Elon Musk's son, he's talking about going Hollywood a lot. He looked at Trump while Musk was talking in the Oval Office and said, "Shh, you're not the president." Did you know that? And his son's name is X.
He said you can leave.
He said, and he was mouthing it real harsh, real aggressive.
There's something I would have said if I wasn't the vice mayor, but I ain't gonna say it because it'd be y'all kids that do it. The one y'all put on leashes, be doing it. Do you know what I want to say? Mm-hmm. Well, Trump made history as the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. Now, after leaving, following Kendrick's show, he mocked Taylor, whom he said he hated back in September. This is what he said. The worst part of the Super Bowl by far was watching the kickoff, where as the ball is sailing through the air, the entire field is frozen, stiff. College football does not do it and won't. Whose idea was it to ruin the game? The only one that had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving. Well, the fact that the president of the United States spent millions and millions of dollars, our tax dollars, to actually go to the Super Bowl, your tax dollars as well, he then went on to bully a pop star. Well, as the Philadelphia Eagles annihilated the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22, fans said that Kendrick Lamar did the same to Drake. Now, let's connect the K-dots. You see what I did there? Mm-hmm. The K-dots and symbolism in his historic 13-minute performance. I will first start by saying that if you were watching the performance and you weren't looking through lenses of depth, then you missed it. But if you were like me when I watched the Cowboy Carter performance at the halftime show with Beyonce and watched it a few more times to get it, then you'll fall in love with it, because that's what I had to do with Beyonce. Well, not only was he the first solo hip-hop artist to ever perform at the Super Bowl, but Kendrick's show became the most watched halftime show in history, even beating Michael Jackson, 133.5 million views. Now, the show began with Samuel L. Jackson. Let me give him a round of applause, because I DM'd him and said, you did that, and he just sent me a fist bump and a pointing finger back. Samuel Jackson was dressed as Uncle Sam, a nod to his Uncle Tom character in Django. So all of us that know America, this country that was discovered by Christopher Columbus, was built on the backs of slaves. Uncle Sam was there let me show you the picture real quick, okay? And we can't forget Django, and we know what that role is. Well, Uncle Sam was there to keep Kendrick in line, making sure he didn't defy the game of respectability politics and cause a revolution. But Kendrick said, F that. Now, while playing an unreleased track from his GNX album, he said, the revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but you picked the wrong guy. Did you get that immediately when he said that? Like, Did you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Absolutely.
like that had so many like layered meanings too with the politics now. I got chills.
Yeah, and I was like, before I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready for this halftime show. But this, when he started with that, I was like, okay, he's about to bring it. I was ready. I was happy.
And let's be clear again, folks. This is the Super Bowl, the NFL that benched Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Just the taking of the knee, which was a symbol. This I think surpassed the taking of the knee.
Oh yeah.
At America's biggest game, he exposed the real American game being played on all of us. With his dancers color coordinated and standing in a notably divided American flag, Kendrick then played Humble and DNA. Take a look at the dancers. This is where they were also bent over, which again, America being built on the back of slaves. Another symbol. Did you catch that when that happened?
Yes, and I also love that the flag was constructed of all brown people.
All the dancers were black. There was no white.
That's why I was like, they're all brown, and they're
they're
making up the American flag.
Shout out to DEI.
Here.
Now, the other thing that I thought was really shady that people highlighted later on was Kendrick wore a lowercase a, and that was on his chain, and that teased the whole favorite song about A minor, referencing that Drake.
Allegedly.
I ain't even gonna say allegedly what it is, because Drake is suing people, but y'all already know. Well, after teasing the whole favorite song that we all love and was probably chanting at home, he issued a PSA finally breaking his silence on Drake's UMG legal petitions and lawsuit. Take a look.
Ladies, I want to make a move. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the soup. What song? Ooh. Maybe I think about it. You know what? I slow it down. Say, ladies, do.
I thought it was funny that Kendrick was also being very sassy.
Mm-hmm.
The only time he smiled was when he was being shady. He said, and then was straight faced the whole time.
Now, before fully playing Not Like Us, Kendrick broke away from the bops deemed too loud, reckless, and ghetto by Uncle Sam. He pivoted to his ballads with SZA, Drake's ex, which was another shade that he threw. And then finally, K-Dot gave us what we all came for. But first, he rapped 40 Acres and a Mule. This is bigger than the music. And they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake the influence. Now, a few bars into his diss, Kendrick looked directly at the camera while naming Drake. And then while he didn't say pedophile on TV, he did have the whole arena screaming A minor. Listen. What do you think Drake did at that very moment? Because I did a video on Instagram in response to it, which I'll get to in a second. But what were you thinking that Drake was? Because Drake was watching this.
Do you think he watched live, or would you think he was like so cringe?
I think Drake was somewhere sitting in a very dark room that was isolated from any sound, with a panic button, a phone to dial 911, a couple razors just in case, and a TV.
He was stressed.
Alone. You don't think so? You don't think Drake watched this live?
I thought he was like in the kitchen making spaghetti and a cocktail because he couldn't watch.
And speak of the symbolism too, you know how he said A minor and it was the overhead shot where Kendrick was standing in a music thing is the A minor location.
It's
layers to this.
It's layers. It's layers to the petty. But this was the thing that I thought was just so iconic.
He out-pettied you.
I was free of the petty chains that the world has put on me.
I was watching it and I'm like, Jason is like Mother Teresa compared to Kendrick Lamar after this.
Listen,
I'm
going to show you the video that I posted on social media. If you didn't, I'm going to just show you right now. Look at this video that I posted in response to all of this mess. Look. So I thought I was petty, and I am a petty person. I mean, I can be petty, but Kendrick Lamar, first of all, Kendrick Lamar, TDE, SZA, Serena Williams, and everybody that danced on the field, everybody that produced it, everybody that booked this, everybody who shot it on cameras, everybody in the room who sung A minor at the same time, all of you are petty. I don't want to hear shit from anybody else that says anything about Jason Lee's petty, Jason Lee was da-da-da-da. I know that you all are celebrating it as art because it was art. But Drake is somewhere swinging his light-skinned fist at the air. It was the whole place singing A minor at the same time for me that solidified that Kendrick Lamar is mean. Okay, because I have been getting attacked my whole career for being petty, for being messy, for being all the things that didn't even reach the level of chaos that was created by you, Kendrick. You are now the petty god. Mm-hmm. You, sir, took my crown. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I know now for sure what it is. It's my delivery. Mm-hmm. So I'm tasking my team, all of you need to have a meeting on shade and pettiness, and my delivery needs to be as clever as Kendrick's. Because I think if I delivered it in a clever, creative way, people would digest it better, right?
But you do. I feel like you do deliver shade creatively. You got your moments.
Bitch, I'm all right. I'm gagging.
Well, the camera then cut to another Compton superstar and my friend, Serena Williams. Now, Serena, I ain't even going to tell people what we texted, but I texted Serena. Matter of fact, I FaceTimed Serena right after the performance. And I ain't going to say what I said, but what I will say is, da-na-na-na. He put Serena, one of the greatest athletic superstars and icon, in this performance, dressed in a tennis skirt while she hit her famous crip walk dance that she was fined for, beating Maria Sharapova or whatever her name is back in 2012 at the Wimbledons. Okay, let me show you the crip walk. First of all, she's wearing blue. Let's just say that ain't for America. That's for Hoover or the 60s, okay? That's the rolling 60s, okay. Well, when you saw her pop out, did you immediately think Drake? I mean, what were you catching all the shade as it was happening, or did you have to watch it back? Well, Rob, you know you need Cliff Notes.
No, I didn't need Cliff Notes. I knew this shade.
Okay.
I knew the Serena shade.
We all clocked the shade. But for a second, I'm like, that's not Serena. She kind of looked a little different.
How'd she look?
She just looked a little. It was so quick. Like, I wish that they panned it and zoomed in on her.
Rob is waiting with bated breath to hear you say why she looked different.
Well,
first of all, let's just say she lost weight.
Yeah, that's why she just looked different than when I saw her last.
I just saw her recently at Art Basel where I posted the video of us. Body was snatched in. I looked at her. Her body, she's out working out, enjoying whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's no shade because even when she was thicker, she was still snatched, but she just looked extra snatched. I'm like, that cannot be her. And then I'm like, of course you would put her in there.
Serena. I can't even, because I'm not going to be shady like, I ain't going to be shady like Kendrick and put all our business out there, because this one right here, Kendrick got to have some gays on the team. Kendrick got to have culture and cunts just sitting there collaborating. The culture cunt collaboration. Sean Harrison, are you over there with Kendrick? Because as creative as this was artistically, the shade was just an artistic drum that I want to beat on. Okay. Well, defying Uncle Sam with one more song, Kendrick ended the show with DJ Mustard performing TV Off. Now, the final shot showed the words game over, signifying many things. His beef with Drake being over and the end of America's game with a revolution. I think the play on words, the whole thing was perfect. Now, let me show you the photo of Kendrick with the game over lights. So I take this as game over. I take this as game over. I killed you. Like it's over. Game over the beef. There's nothing else that needs to be done. Because I think at this point, if Kendrick outside of the tour he's getting ready to do with SZA does anymore, now you're just being a mean girl. You might as well have a burn book and just put Drake on every page, right?
I also think he's saying it's game over for the country having this attack on people of color. Like, because we're about to have a revolution. Like, we're about to stand up and take the reins of our position in this country.
And we know, if you think about it, the owners of the teams that trade their players, there's no black owners in the NFL, I don't believe. And then you have the president coming who's been fanning flames of racism in the midst of the whole don't take a knee, comes and he's there, the first president ever to come to the game. And then you see this. I know he was somewhere in the box texting all the owners like, how you let this, right?
Yep, and he left.
He left after the performance? Well, listen, Stephen A. Smith criticized Serena's crip walking. Now, Stephen, I don't know why you did this, but your criticism made Anna Navarro from The View follow me, and her and I have been kikiing in the DMs about you. Not your hairline, what you actually had to say. You always coming for the girls. Now, I used to catch heat for coming for the girls, but I'm gay, so it's kind of relative. You, on the other hand, you coming after all the girls is just not landing well. Well, let me show you what Steven had to say about Serena and her crip walk. Take a look.
Everybody knows her and Drake were together at one point in time. Right. And it seemed like everybody wanted to get their lick back on Drake.
RC's, what Stephen A. is saying, if he was in that situation and now he's married, he's not allowing none of that's happening.
Hold on, no.
That's what he said.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
I can get that lick back.
Go ahead, RC.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it, Stephen A.
This is true.
If you with Serena Williams, you gonna be a kept man anyway. Don't start that.
Really?
You ain't gonna run it.
First of all, why y'all use that photo? Steven, this is the deal, because Steven got my number now. I don't want no text, no craziness, because they could talk about me. Steven, when I was fat and broke, everybody used to talk about me, but I have to tell you, just bypass hair for a minute at this point, go straight to turkey. Just get the whole, from this all the way back done, right?
Just a little.
Because listen, my stuff be falling out here and there. I've already messaged turkey. Get the whole injections, get everything ready. I'm gonna just shave it all off. I'm gonna get a whole new hair. Oh, absolutely. But I'm gonna do it artistically. Content team, y'all about to make it artistic.
Oh my God.
Well, Serena and her husband didn't like what he had to say and defended her appearance on the show. Take a look. Serena said, when Kendrick Lamar and team called, and was like, we've been trying to do something forever. What about this? We loved your crip walk at the Olympics after you won the gold medal. I'm like, Super Bowl? Are you serious? When in the world would I ever be able to dance at a Super Bowl? Never. Let's do it. I knew my winning dance after the Olympics would pay off one day. End of story. And then her husband, Alexis said, some of y'all have no idea how criticized Serena was for this same dance at Wimbledon 13 years ago, and it shows. This is bigger than music. And I agree. And I think, in some respects, Serena is as big as the sports. She's an icon. Alexis, who you don't know, is not just her husband, her white husband, because y'all try to do all that in the comments too. That's her husband who started Reddit, who is a major tech giant, an investor. So let's put some respect on his motherfucking name. But I thought it was great. And she's from Compton. And he's from Compton. I thought the whole thing was it was woven together with God's messy hands. Well, Steven then addressed all the backlash because, once it went on Hollywood Unlocked and everywhere else, people had a lot to say. And this is what Stephen A. had to say. Please go back and look at exactly what I said. I was talking from an overall man's perspective, highlighting what most men would think. I didn't utter a single distasteful word or single disrespectful word about Serena. No issues with folks getting upset of literal, serious stuff one's pissed about. This doesn't qualify, peeps. Come on. We were joking around on First Take. Damn, y'all, it's not that serious. As a 50-year-old unmarried man with a receding hairline who has never been married, mind you, saying he would divorce our greatest living athlete who has been happily married for 8 years to her very rich and loving husband, keep quiet, forehead.
Cleared.
I thought it was funny he was on there talking to Auntie Shay Shay about it, though. Why y'all be calling him Auntie Shay Shay?
Where are we learning from?
That at all.
Hey, Shannon. It was then reported that Drake responded to Serena's cameo using an alleged Finsta. He posted an old photo of him and her former agent, Jill Smoller. Take a look. Now, how do we even know that this is his Finsta? And if it is his Finsta, why is he attacking Serena and not attacking Kendrick? Da-na-na-na. That would be another L for him if he attacked Serena and not Kendrick, right?
Yeah, but that is his Finsta.
It is? So can we slide in the Finsta right now?
We should slide in at home.
Johnny, text me a picture of the Finsta. I'm going to slide in later.
That is the Finsta.
How do we know that?
Because that logo, the photo is from No Face and all the other little singles.
But if we all know it's his Finsta, ain't he going to know when we all send him a message? Like, that's the plot twist.
Well, that's a plot twist.
Kendrick, thank you. Thank you for freeing all of us who thought we had to change, who thought we had to be less than petty. You commercialized petty. You put the M in mess. You are the mastermind behind the rebirth of Jason Lee that all of the internet has been waiting for. I sat at home and said, how disappointed am I that I spent 2 years trying to clean up my image when all along I just had to be you.
And that's why I hate that everybody was making fun and like trashing and calling it the worst Super Bowl halftime, because everyone was just expecting like sequins and a circus, and they really got educated and went to a master class.
Well, and then you wonder why the Zeus Network is successful. I mean, this beat out Michael Jackson. This beat out Rihanna.
It was smart, and it was just shot
No,
beautifully.
it was shady, and that's what the country wants. That's why the president is the president. That's what we are. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Democrats, y'all better get it together. You need a Jasmine Crockett. You need a Jason Lee. Not this one that wants to go the distance because
the one that Claudia Jordan posted that.
Claudia playing around on my Instagram today. So yes, Kendrick, you did that. I want to just congratulations to you and your entire team. It was masterful. Shout out to Samuel Jackson. Shout out to SZA. Shout out to Serena, Dave, Top Dog, everybody that had anything to do with that. Y'all ate that down.
And my neighbor danced.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
Where you at, Drake? What's next? Before I end on this, what can Drake do now?
Hang it up.
Go in the studio. He needs to
He
go
does
in
have
the
a project
studio.
dropping today.
Great. That's what
The
he
Party
needs
Next
to do.
Door, which is crazy because in that song too, Kendrick is calling Party Next Door a cokehead, and the song is just so much shade. And now they have a whole joint album dropping today, Valentine's Day.
But we're still talking about this.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So here's my question though. What can Drake do? Because nobody's talking about this new project. We're still talking about this.
We're forever gonna talk about
if that
this.
project flops, is it over for Drake?
No.
Nah.
Drake is forever iconic. Yeah. He's the best.
But is he the GOAT?
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
Is he a GOAT over
He's
him?
the GOAT too.
Now, who is the GOAT? Him or there's only one? Hold on. There's only one GOAT.
Jason, respectfully, I can be Barty Gang and a Barb.
Ooh.
Well, we're not talking about
I'm
them.
just saying you can be friends
right
with both
now,
sides.
the whole internet is attacking you because you
Okay.
just tried to pit two black women
God.
against each other during Black History Month.
No, it's hip hop beef.
No, we're not talking about them. That beef is over. Them ladies got kids, husbands. Well,
I'm just saying you.
let's move
just
on.
because
We don't
they're
want to talk
fighting.
about the girls. I don't want to listen. This is why I don't want to bring up the girls. Every time we talk about females in hip hop, it becomes a us versus them fight. And we in male and hip hop, we very rarely have a beef get to this level. We had Jay-Z and Nas. We had Biggie and Tupac. Those two unfortunately died as a result. Nas and Jay-Z went on to both have successful careers and become successful entrepreneurs. I don't know if you know this, but you know Nas owns the Ring camera.
No.
He's an investor in the Ring. Like he's a really successful investor. So he's gone on to do his thing. Jay-Z's went on to do Rock Nation, and they both have kids and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And so it's really good and healthy. This has been healthy for hip hop to see these men fight it out, scratch each other's eyes out. Drake go off and cry his light skinned tears. Kendrick come back for the brown skin gang, and it not end in deaths and murders and this and that. So we're not gonna drag the women into what we're now celebrating as the resurgence of this love for hip hop.
No, it is.
Leave it alone. Don't bring the girl.
I'm just saying you can be a fan of both sides. Just because they're ops doesn't mean that.
No.
Rob,
Move on. Goodbye.